Count 1 was a charge of aggravated possession of drugs, a felony of the third degree in violation of ORC 2925-11. Count 7 was a charge of possession of drugs.
Quick legal note, third-degree felony drug possession isn't just a slap on the wrist. In Ohio, it can carry up to 36 months in prison. This is serious time on the line.
A felony of the fifth degree in violation of ORC 2925-11. Both charges had forfeiture specifications. At that time, he ordered several reports, pre-sentence investigation, and psychological evaluation. Those reports were not able to be completed as a result of the defendant's failure to report for all of the scheduled sessions. And we were originally scheduled for sentencing on Friday, April 21st of 2023. The defendant did not appear at the scheduled time.
Here comes the defense attorney angle. Community control, basically probation instead of prison. But notice how she immediately pivots to his health problems. Classic move, humanize the defendant before sentencing.
He was picked up as a result of a warrant that was issued, and today we are here for purposes of sentence. The defendant has 124 days to his credit. He is present with his counsel, Ms. Carroll.
What is this 875 case?
I believe it was consolidated. There were misdemeanors, Judge, that were consolidated into the...
When was it consolidated, do you know?
May I look at the docket on my phone, Judge?
Yeah. So I don't see it on my docket sheet. Oh, you know what? Never mind. December 21, it was consolidated. Okay. All right, Ms. Carroll?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. We would like to ask that Mr. Payne be placed on community control sanctions while he did not complete the interview with the probation department. He did originally go over there and fill out the paperwork, so the court does have some background information about Mr. Payne, as well as previously from the screening from North Coast. And so with regards to him missing the appointments, he was having a lot of health issues, both physical and mental health. He did go to Tri-Point on 4/12 and was there until 4/13, where he was taken to Laurelwood, and he was there until the 20th. And so he had been dealing with a lot of those issues. His hands and feet were swollen, and he was having some issues that needed to be taken care of. He was released last Thursday. And although he was not here at the time of his hearing on Friday, he did show up shortly after. I believe he was taken into custody about half an hour after his hearing was scheduled for. So he did appear, although late. He had every intention of coming to court. He's served, I believe, 124 days so far on this case. And this case has been pending since August. And although he did have a relapse in the past few weeks, before that he was doing well. He did screen negative on his first screen over at probation. He was doing weekly check-ins with the probation department and was screening negative for them, and was showing up as ordered. He did do Concord Pines for a while he was out. But then after his child was born, he left Concord Pines to be with his child in the hospital for a few days. But he would like to return to Concord Pines and continue doing treatment. So he would like to ask the court to be placed on community control sanctions and go to Concord Pines for residential treatment. Thank you.
Mr. Payne, what do you want to tell me before I impose sentence in this case?
So she nailed it pretty well on the head right there. I was doing so well at Concord Pines, and I hate to think that I haven't established a good rapport with my community, but I know I've dealt with a lot of sheriffs around, and a lot of the police officers around, and I have a good rapport with those people as they see me around praising God quite a bit. I try and think I'm a God-fearing man. I know I've made some serious mistakes, but my goals were to do the best I can.
And here it is, the emotional plea. He's talking about losing his family, body breaking down, and begging for rehab. Question for you guys, should judges weigh emotion as heavily as facts when deciding sentences?
I would like to be able to head towards those goals. I know I can get into Concord Pines or at least Laurelwood by the end of the day. I mean, like literally that fast. I could be in rehab. I would like to be in rehab because I'm losing my family. I'm losing my mind. My body's dying.
What medication did Signature prescribe for
They
you?
put me on Invega and Neurontin.
Okay.
I just started the Invega after going to Lowerwood when my liver gave out recently. And that's the first mental medication I've actually been on.
All right, why did you stop using it?
I didn't. I'm in the hospital.
Okay, but
I just got put on it at Lowerwood. Wasn't on. I was on it when I was picked up and I came in.
when did Signature prescribe it?
I just picked up the prescription from them on the 20th.
All right. Well, when were you at? When did you start with Signature?
7 years ago. I've been with Signature.
All right. And when did they put you on medication?
I've been taking the Neurontin that they've had me on the entire time.
Okay. So then your problem is you mix it with other stuff.
Correct.
Most notably meth and marijuana. So it
Correct.
doesn't do any good. So why do you keep doing that?
Because I thought I was helping improve things in my life.
Okay.
Because I was
but
lying
this
to myself.
This has been going on
Yeah.
for 20 years.
Yeah.
Right? This same stuff. Right?
Similar.
Right.
I have stopped selling drugs though.
What?
I stopped selling drugs. Like when I
Okay.
was 19, I had to charge for selling drugs. I don't do that anymore. I don't hurt people. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I use
Okay.
them, but I wasn't abusing them.
All right.
At least
Well,
that's what I was lying to myself about. You know, that's what I was trying to tell myself anyway. And when it really boils down to it,
The judge nails it here. Probation only works if you actually take advantage of it. And this defendant has had chances. How many times do you think someone should get before the system says, enough is enough?
my best position was when the first time I'd ever been in in-treatment rehab for a long-term treatment was at Concord Pines, and I should not have left even to see my son be born. And I felt like I'd already missed one son. I didn't want to miss another birth.
well, but this problem is you keep doing stuff that keeps landing you here, right? You keep doing that stuff. And nobody can stop you from doing that stuff because you keep doing it.
No, that's why I chose to go to rehab. That's why I was doing a good program for a while, and being out on the street doesn't really help because it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So,
The reality is
yeah.
that you've got a number of criminal convictions. You've been to prison a couple times at least.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And the problem is that you keep going back to the same habits. Now, I can't change that. Okay, nobody else can change that. Probation doesn't do any good if you don't take advantage of it. And you've
You're right.
had in the past several years plenty of opportunities that you haven't taken advantage of. And that's completely up to you.
Your Honor, if you give me an opportunity to do probation, I can tell you one thing. I just had a new baby. I've got two more that are both homeless, and it's because of my lack of adulthood.
When did you have a baby?
4 months ago.
Okay.
Well, that's why I left Concord Pines.
All right.
Was to see the baby be born and stay with the mother for the few days in the hospital. I shouldn't have, and it sucks to say that, but I mean, it would have been more.
All right, so listen. So you saw the baby. Why didn't you get back?
They wouldn't let me at the time.
Okay.
They had actually kicked me out at the time to stay in the hospital for that.
Okay, this is wild. He's out in front of the jail, waving blankets and calling it praise exercise. Sounds harmless, but from the judge's perspective, that looks like erratic, possibly threatening behavior in public.
Otherwise, I would have. That's what I tried to beg them to do. And now, 3 months later, is a different position. Because now I can actually go back into Concord Pines, and I could do a long-term treatment facility again while on probation.
Except when you got out, you kept doing the meth, right?
No, it wasn't that I was doing it all the time. I'm not going to say I didn't slip and have a fall.
Well, about a week and a half ago,
Yeah.
I left here at about 4:30 and saw you standing in front of the jail, hooting and hollering, waving a blanket around.
Yeah, I do that anyway, though.
I know, but what are you doing?
I was praising God. It's kind of like I rap and I do entertainment. It's called Pastor Payne's Holy Savage. It's like that's kind of like the name that I made for myself. So like, I took things and turned them into coping skills. So I take a blanket and I sweat. It's exercise. I actually make figure eights and I do it in the sunshine. So that's
See,
it seems strange. I know
what
it
it
does.
is strange.
It is strange.
And
It
what
is strange.
and what you do, what maybe you ought to go down to the park down here where there's less people, because what you do
It's
is you cause a lot of concern to a lot of people, okay? Because your tendency is, once you're challenged on something like that, then you kind of get physical.
No.
Well, yeah, that's why you're here, okay? So you're not you're a pretty strong guy, all right?
Yeah, but I mean, like when the officer said, "Hey, can you move away from here?" I had no problem. Yes, sir. How you doing, sheriff? And I had moved on. I do. That's why, like I said, I have a good rapport with the police because they know me. Hey, it's just Steven, work it out, because that's part of my exercise. Like, I mean, so I try and do it in designated spots. Like I do it at the Salvation Army, and I do it usually at the library or right by the church. Over here, I wasn't usually over there. That was one particular day that I was just in the sunlight, and that's when the sheriffs came out and they asked me, actually, could you just like not do this on the property? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. I walked away. So I mean, I always cooperate when the police come. I mean, when the situation arose for this situation, I was trying to cooperate as much as I can. I mean, I was putting my stuff in the bag. I understand that they probably thought I was doing something stupid, like getting a weapon or something like that, because I kept going back to my bag. I mean, I understand that everybody made mistakes on that day. It was not just myself. I was trying to be fully cooperative and always respectful of the police force. Always. You can ask any officer in the city.
Well, you weren't on this occasion.
On that day?
On this case.
I was cooperating with that gentleman. I was putting my stuff in a book bag.
I
Like
mean,
it said in the
we
report.
sat here together and watched.
And here's the heart of it, drugs plus untreated mental illness. The judge calls it a disaster. He's not wrong. Courts see this exact combo again and again. The question is, does punishment fix it, or treatment?
Yeah.
That video, right?
I mean, at first I felt I had the right to be where I was at. And that's maybe my worst problem is I felt like I could do whatever I wanted whenever I wanted to. And that's not fair. I scared people. That's why they gave me a designated protesting spot. I was abusing the rights and constitutional rights that I had.